G'day, I'm Warren Logie, and this is Brisbane. Brisbane is home to many unique ideas, and it's no surprise other cities want to steal them.
Like, when we build a 24-hour car park, Sydney couldn't wait to rip us off and build their own inferior version. It's a tale as old as time, and it comes as no surprise our neighbours at the Gold Coast want to steal our thunder. The Gold Coast is forking out millions of dollars to host the wannabe Olympics in a thinly veiled attempt to make the general public forget about Brisbane's flawless execution of the 1982 Commonwealth Games. As a proud Brisbane citizen and collector of themed mugs, I feel it's my duty to educate the ignorant among us and tell you about the best wannabe Olympics in modern history. Everybody was absolutely thrilled with the idea of the Games coming to Brisbane, and who wouldn't be? So, the powers that be created an opening ceremony that would put the Sydney Olympics to shame. It began with a public display of the state policy that Tasmania was not a state of Australia. Let me tell you, there wasn't a dry eye in the stadium after that one. Then out of nowhere, a giant kangaroo burst into the stadium and kidnapped 3,000 lycra-clad school students. It wasn't until the disgraced entertainer Rolf Harris seductively played his wobbleboard that the kangaroo agreed to open her pouch and let the children go. Matilda, as the kangaroo was later known, was then arrested and sentenced to work in hospitality, serving a life sentence at Wet n Wild Waterworld. To distract the cameras from Matilda being sedated, Rolf sang the slowest rendition of Waltzing Matilda known to man.
Once a jolly swagman camped by a billabong.
To top off the whole ceremony, the city polluted the sky with enough balloons to choke 50 platypuses. Then after Prince Philip gave a wave and buggered off, it was time for some sport. Just for the Brisbane Games, new local events were added. The 50-metre wheelbarrow race, crocodile wrestling, and of course the open division demolition, where competitors were timed on how quickly they could demolish a heritage-listed building. The 10 glorious days of sport came to an end with a speech by the Queen of England herself. She can't even be bothered to show up to the Gold Coast Games and is sending her least favourite son in her place. The event was such a success, it led to the path of other large events like World Expo 88 and some mediocre events like the Goodwill Games and the G20.
The Gold Coast can try, but there's no way that they'll ever match the class and elegance of the 1982 Commonwealth Games.
The glory of sport.
Welcome you to the Games, friends. Welcome you to the Games. Look, I don't know all of your names, friends, but let me welcome you all to the Games. All together that time the kangaroo